What is up? It is Monday morning, November 29th. Hope you had a good long Thanksgiving weekend. I hope you didn't have to work over the weekend. I hope you just sit and eat leftovers like like a glutton. I hope you had a wonderful gluttonous holiday and just became everything you just let every characteristic you despise about yourself come out. Just sloth, gluttony, just basically all the seven deadly sins, except like, oh yeah, I mean, is murder one of those? Yeah, maybe not all the. I hope you just committed many sins, and now you have put on 15 Thanksgiving pounds. You're filled with pie and ready to get back to work. And I am your pal Hal. I will be with you for the next 2 hours. Thank you for joining me. It is just after 11:08 here on the West Coast, 2:08 on the East Coast. I'll be here till 4 p.m. East Coast time and 1 p.m. West Coast time. And along the way, we're gonna talk about pop culture. We're going to see what's trending, and we're gonna do a little bit of comedy. We're gonna have some laughs. We're gonna have some goofs. I think we're going to have a fine time. And whatever it is that you're doing, just feel free to hang out or participate. I would love a little bit of interaction, and I will give you shout outs. I will give you virtual high fives. I just high five my camera. I glad I didn't actually hit it though. That would have been bad. It would have jostled things. But yeah, you can join us right here on Backstream by getting your smart device's attention, using the magic word say, and dropping in your comment there. So, device, say how I ate uh, so much food over the weekend. I died and came back to life. Or say, Hal, I feel like a turkey. You are what you eat, and I became a turkey. Say, Hal, I'm laying in my sweatpants from now until the new year, whatever you like. Or go to backchannel.tv and you can chit chat with us there. Let us know what happened with you, what's going on with you. Are you snacking on anything right now? Are you snacking on some Thanksgiving leftovers? Or are you working from home and we're just the soundtrack in the background? Whatever. I am glad to be here with you. High five, Riyadh. Thank you for that. And guiding our way, lighting our way through the darkness here is Producer Travis, how goes it? How are
Hello.
you,
Whoops,
producer?
that's the wrong way.
Oh, either way is
I'm
fine.
great. Good to see you.
Listen, feel free to put yourself
No,
in the
I
big
like being
box.
little. I
Okay.
I don't want the big bucks. Too much pressure.
Oh, yes. I mean, sometimes I wish I was so little. I just dream about being just uh just wrapped up in again in swaddling clothes. Uh Sometimes I wish I was so little I was back in the womb.
As a good as my girlfriend says, just so so incredibly wee.
So yeah, I'm, I should save my desire to go back into the womb for my therapy sessions, Travis. How was your weekend? It's Monday morning.
It was good. The Thanksgiving holiday tends to extend its arms out through that Sunday as everybody recovers from the food and then decides how much money they're going to spend on what. But
Yes.
altogether, I had a good time.
Did you make any purchases? Did you do any Black Friday? Are you Cyber Mondaying?
For me, absolutely. I have a trifecta of purchases I'm going to make, and one I wasn't really intending to, but last night I found a coffee roaster in Oakland that I used to go to once in a while back when I lived in the Bay
Okay,
Area. That now I can't remember the name of.
sure.
Red Bay Coffee. They were having on their website a no holds barred, doesn't matter what it is, 50% off. So I bought a
Whoa,
5 pound bag of coffee for like $40, and I'm over the moon.
boom. There you go. Yeah, that's a bargain for like gourmet coffee.
Yeah,
5 pounds, because 5 pound bag for $40, less than what is that, $8 a pound?
just
You're
about.
you're yeah, you're in business. You're in
Oh yeah,
business.
I'm gonna be
Uh,
caffeinated for months.
nicely done, nicely done. Yeah, I go through about a pound a week over here.
Ooh, I'll send you
Uh,
the link then. My goodness.
yeah, I'm kind of a basic bee when it comes to coffee. I
Hmm.
I like Starbucks.
You
I
like
drink it.
Starbucks?
Yeah, I do.
Oh.
What a basic. I'm a basic bee and a corporate shill. Uh,
Look, some of my
yeah,
favorite
just
people
a
genuinely
sad.
like Starbucks.
You know what? It's consistent. Also, this is unconfirmed. Now I'm diving into the realm of conspiracy here, Travis. But
Okay.
I've heard that Starbucks, they they juice the amount of caffeine that's in their coffee, and it gets it helps you develop a dependence upon it.
So you're saying that Starbucks genetically enhances their coffee beans to have more caffeine with the intent of getting the Starbucks drinker hooked on it, like it's a common street
Yes.
drug.
Yes, exactly. I contend that Starbucks has rigged the game, and I am complicit. I am happily playing along in the rigged game that Starbucks is playing. Now, my wife, she's like, yeah, can we slow our roll on the Starbucks and try some? Because she's not, I mean, she started drinking a lot more coffee since we've been together, because I'm like, coffee in the morning, coffee in the evenings, coffee at supper time. That's me. I have my morning coffee, I have my afternoon coffee, and I'm a coffee freak. So she started drinking a little bit more, and she'll dabble. You know what? Maybe as a gift to her, I should get her the gourmet coffee bargain here, because I've made a couple of purchases over the weekend. I'll talk about a couple of things I dropped some cash on, and
Ooh.
additionally, uh, the I'm in the market for some Hanukkah gifts. Happy Hanukkah! Today is the second day of Hanukkah. Last night was the first night. Mazel! I hope you're enjoying the Festival of Lights. And here's the thing: like, yeah, I'm a Jew. I celebrate Hanukkah, but like, I celebrate the season of giving. So, Merry Christmas season. Happy Festivus to the rest of us. I hope whatever. Hey, if you have a December birthday, I hope it's a great one. And yeah, like they're because it's become secular at this point. It's all about giving uh, gifts. It's all about capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
We're celebrating the spirit of spending money and keeping the economy afloat.
To prove your love for the people you care about,
After
you spend the money.
that's you just described my father. My
Oh
dad,
no.
God love him. One of the great. I Here is a gift to show you I love you. And wow, we are just ticking boxes of things I should talk about in therapy. But speaking of which, my mom is listening. Deborah Rudnick. She likes my bear shirt that I'm wearing. Mom, listen. Most of my issues do not come from you. I love you, Travis. Any other purchases over the Black Friday weekend, Cyber Monday?
Two things. One, I'm gonna get a new Philips Hue bulb because in my workspace I have three, but one of them malfunctions, so I have to every time I want to shut things down, stand on a chair and unscrew it. Otherwise, it just turns on again. So I'm gonna try to raise
Gotcha.
my quality of life, and then also a
The
hard drive.
Philips Hue. Wait, pick a Philips Hue bulb.
Right.
So is this like an energy saver bulb, a fluorescent bulb? What it?
Theoretically, it's an LED, so that means it uses less
Okay,
energy. But really, it's a smart bulb, so it has a whole color palette that you can access. That's done through your app on your phone. And we got a couple of them in the
gotcha.
house. Got a couple of them here. It's like, to be fair, probably the bottom thing on the list of renovations that needed to be made to the house. But we're renting, so whatever. And they're great, except when one is quirky and it doesn't work. So it gets me
No
every
one likes
night
a quirky
standing on a chair.
bulb. Nobody, not nobody,
I want the light to
likes a
go
quirky
on.
bulb.
I want the light to go off when I
Yeah.
want it to.
And then what was the last thing that you purchased there you were going to mention?
Oh, just space, a hard drive. Storage has never been
Mm.
cheaper. The price.
First, when you said space, I was like, oh, a little consumer space travel, a space. Did you name a star? But then no, you're talking about yes, a digital space for your information.
Space for my information.
Hmm.
Information space. I take
Yes.
a rocket
Oh,
ship
so
to the storage planet.
there you go. And you got a new hard drive.
It's coming. These days I'm not sure how. I may be out of the loop, but I saw that I could get a 5 terabytes, which is a not small amount of storage for like under
Hmm.
$100, and I was like, wow, that's really,
Boom.
yeah. There we go.
That
I
sounds
wish it
like a
was,
Black
yeah.
Friday deal if ever there was one.
There is, and I'm realizing now as I say these things how in very mundane like my ambitions have become in terms of being a consumer. I'm just like, yeah, I want a light bulb and a hard drive and some coffee. All right.
Listen, you're talking about staples. You're talking about like we need our information. You need to back it up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, here, quick story. When early on in the pandemic, I spilled a cup of coffee across my keyboard.
Oh no.
Nightmare situation. Everything just stopped. A cup of coffee just like this, sitting at my desk, just how I am now. I've not learned a lesson. Okay, that first and foremost, knock on wood. Uh, but uh, that morning,
Mm-hmm.
I had backed up my no lie. I had backed up my computer, and then I knocked a drink on it after I had backed it up. So I don't
Whoa.
know if that was something subconscious, be like, all right, got my information, coffee a go go, or what. It was crazy the timing of that. Like that was the universe. That was the universe saying, "Okay, we're gonna let you get away with this one just once." But then I started using my wife's old computer, which was newer than the computer I had been using.
There we
And
go.
since then, my the the one I spilled coffee on has
Mhm.
more or less come back. Although I just keep it in the it's put away in
Yeah.
case of emergency. It's a little it's a little temperamental. It's a little temperamental.
I would imagine.
So speaking of Black Friday stuff, I got a couple of things. I bought two pairs of sneakers. I am a
Ooh.
sneakerhead. I own about 50 pairs of sneakers. Mostly Nikes, Air Jordans, and Kobe's. I'm an Air Jordan and a Kobe guy. R.I.P. Kobe. I got pretty much all my Kobe's before Kobe tragically passed away a couple of years ago. Thank goodness I did because you know what, they take the opportunity to jack up the prices as soon as you know
Mhm.
as soon as we lose someone. That's a chance to everything is that worth that much more. So but I loved
Yeah.
Kobe, and then yeah, lots of Jordans, and then some Air Maxes I'm starting to get into. So I got a pair of Air Maxes and a pair of old school Vans. You can never go wrong with a pair of
Very
Vans.
fresh.
And yeah, just trying to keep it fresh and icy and tight.
Funky fresh, yo.
Crispy, just trying to keep it crispy, just trying to keep the heat on the feet, Travis, as the kids say, just trying to, just trying to come correct. Just trying to keep my feet a fire hazard,
Just trying
straight
to
fire.
have someone call the police on my shoes.
Yes, exactly. So I got that, and then I got a couple of things for my wife, gifty wise. Um, and yeah, and still more shopping to do. Still more shopping to do. Travis, what good consumers we are. Let's shift gears and get to some trending topics. We're gonna jump into the Twitterverse. The Yes, allegedly. Thank you, Riyadh. Jump into the Twitterverse, jump into the Twitter sphere, whatever you want to call it, and see what is trending. And if you would like to comment on any of the topics we're talking about, if you would like to let us know, what did you buy for Black Friday slash Cyber Monday? Do you cyber? Do you even cyber, bro? You can communicate with us by getting your smart device's attention and then using the magic word say and dropping in your comment after that. So talk to your smart device and then use the word say and then say, so device say, Travis and Hal, boring purchases. I bought a brand new Lamborghini SUV. I mean, that's a large purchase. Or get your device's attention and say, I went to Tiffany's and bought diamonds. I mean, yeah, you don't have to flex on us like that. Those would be two huge flex Black Friday, Cyber Monday purchases. Or you can also communicate with us by going to backchannel.tv and chit chatting that way. So let's see what is trending here. Okay, so Travis, I know you are a basketball fan. I am as well. And I saw something that did my old heart good. This was very nice to see, Travis. So in the world of basketball, in the world of basketball, the there was a horrific just melee, a fight that went down years ago. I think it was in 2004, 2005, called Malice at the Palace. And you might have heard of Ron Artest, aka Meta World Peace. Well, Ben Wallace. I saw Ben Wallace was trending. Uh, and Ben Wallace was one of the main participants because in the Malice at the Palace, you had the Detroit Pistons and the Indiana Pacers. Uh, it was a very physical game, and a fan threw a drink that hit Ron Artest, uh, who later changed his name to Meta World Peace. And if you want to scroll down, there's the picture right there. Ball is life. Uh, yes. So these bitter adversaries, Ron Artest, along with Jermaine O'Neal and Steven Jackson and Ron Artest went into the stands to fight a fan, and then fans came out, and the behavior on the fans was disgusting. The media blew this out of proportion. And it was a huge black eye for the NBA and for sports. But the thing that did my old heart well in this holiday season, the season of giving, forgiveness. You see right there, Meta Artest, formerly Ron Artest, formerly Meta World Peace, and Ben Wallace shaking hands right there. It looks like they're at a Laker game, Lakers Pistons. Ben Wallace coming to see his former team, and these two adversaries who were involved in this high profile altercation, kind of burying the hatchet there. And recently, there was a documentary on Netflix called, simply enough, Malice at the Palace. Absolutely worth watching. If you're looking for a good watch, it's a sports documentary that transcends sports. It talks about the emotions of these players, the way the media, which I guess I am a part of the media talking to you right now, but the way the media just really manipulated Untold, Malice at the Palace. And Untold is the name of the series. And there are several very good sports docs in this Untold series. Highly recommend you checking that out on Netflix. And the Malice at the Palace, it was excellent. It showed how the media blew the situation out of proportion and really framing and villainizing these players. Whereas in the documentary, the way the fans and the security and everyone involved, like, listen, you don't go into the stands, but fans were coming out of the stands and squaring up with the players and throwing drinks. And as a matter of fact, this is an issue that has this has not gone away. LeBron James just had two people kicked out of a game in Indiana for horrific behavior. This apparently this man and this woman were telling LeBron James, they were saying that they hoped his son got in a car crash, and just horrific, really terrible stuff. So I don't blame the king for getting those people bounced. And also, a couple of years ago, a guy at a Golden State Warriors game who was one of the a minority owner who was sitting in the front row pushed a player aggressively. So the disrespect and the boundaries that fans should have at games, lines are being crossed. So it's a historic event in the world of sports, an infamous event, but also relevant to today. So glad to see this moment. Highly recommend the documentary on Netflix, Malice at the Palace. Let's see what else is going on in the Twitterverse. What else is trending? Oh boy. We got the Ghislaine Maxwell trial starting. The Gil- Travis, can you come in here, please? So we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes.
You know, Jeffrey Epstein. First off, Jeffrey Epstein. Maybe he killed himself. Maybe he didn't. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
he was suicided. But
Mm-hmm.
Ghislaine Max. Is that how you pronounce it? Ghislaine.
I couldn't tell you.
The Ghislaine Maxwell trial, Jeffrey Epstein's cohort partner in crime, accused of
Mm-hmm.
human trafficking,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just, you know, nothing good comes from this situation. Terrible situation. A lot of people, human trafficking, just people were violated. Horrific. Jeffrey Epstein had the island now, but the one good thing, the one interesting thing, open the books. Tell us everybody who was on the island. Let us know who was
Right.
on that plane. Like if we can get that information, that would be I don't know. I mean, would that help, or do we just need to put that away into the dusty boxes of history?
I think it depends on how much would change if the right people are held accountable in this, because as far as I know, I'm not as intimately aware of the details of this case as I probably should be at this point. But is there any mass justice that has not been served, or is there any activity that's criminal still going on? Because if that's the case, then get a lot out there. But if not, if it's just for the public sense of placation, of like, oh, now I know all the details, if this is like the JFK assassination of our time, then
Right.
I, I don't know.
I mean, there's just so many big names associated with it. Yeah, Prince Andrew in England. You got Bill Clinton on the flight logs, Bill Gates, and then one comedian on Twitter joked that Trump has more pictures with Jeffrey Epstein than he said Trump has more pictures of himself with Jeffrey Epstein than I do of myself and my parents. Which
That's
it's and I think that's true for me because like I came from a different day and age when we didn't have like digital photos, uh, and yeah, Trump and Epstein, just thick as thieves back in the day, just
literally.
palling around, just 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 good buds, just having all sorts of horrific good times. So yeah, the Ghislaine Maxwell, let's throw the book at her. You remember, like, I think, let me I think guilty, I think innocent until proven guilty, unless you're the Ghislaine Maxwell. It's like, yeah, do we really even need to have the trial here? She's just seems like a nightmare person. Also, do you remember when Trump had a press conference a couple of years ago, and they talked about Ghislaine Maxwell being arrested, and he said, "I don't know her, but I wish her well."
Oh yeah, that's who that was about.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Anyway, the trial of human trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell is starting. Also trending, Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter. There wouldn't be a Twitterverse or a Twitter sphere without Jack Dorsey. He's stepping down as CEO, and there he is. Oh, look at that picture. He's with a like a sunburst tie dye, strong looking beard.
Looking
He's
like
he
look, looking like
yeah.
Josh Brolin in Dune.
Oh, a little bit, a little
Or
bit. I'm
Josh
getting.
James.
I can see. I can see. Oh yeah, Josh Brolin. His father is James Brolin.
Oh yeah,
James.
yeah, Josh
James.
Brolin. Yeah.
Uh, Trivia question, Travis.
All right.
James Brolin is the better half, or who's James Brolin's better half?
Oh no, old Hollywood.
Yeah,
Uh,
what
nothing. I got nothing.
old Hollywood, but someone. Listen, my mother, Deborah Rudnick, she would be very disappointed if if you did not know this funny girl, this
Oh,
funny girl.
okay. If my context clues serve me correct, that would be Barbara Streisand.
Yes,
All
James
right.
Brolin and Barbara Streisand are a hot item. And you know, here on the Your Pal Hal show, we love love.
We do.
Any chance to talk about celebrity couplings? Can we bring up a picture of Babs and Jim? I call him Babs and Jim. James Brolin, Barbara Streisand. Oh, we're gonna go over to Babs and Jim's to have a little game night, play some charades, play some apples to apples at
Oh,
Babs
they're
and
still.
Jim's.
Look at this. They're
Uh,
still. Uh,
oh, they are still they're still what? Still
in
crazy after all
love.
these years.
Oh
Still
yeah.
sexually active.
I mean, I don't know that, but
Well, what
I.
were you gonna say? I'm just trying to finish your sentence.
Well, one, they're both still alive, and two, they're
Oh,
still
yeah.
they're still
Yes.
in love.
The
Look at them.
bare minimum. They're still alive. Yes.
Yeah, and they're just looking at. Oh, they're sweet. Look at that. That's
Yeah. Oh, what a photo album you got there. There you
20
go.
years.
Happy anniversary. 20 years together. How many years ago was that?
That would be 90, 91. No, oh 01. Oh 01.
Oh, one.
If
Okay.
that was 18, so that'd be 98 from 18.
Ve- Very nice. Very nice. So yeah, we digress though. Oh yeah, there we go.
Look at that.
Yes, I see that. I see that back and forth between James Brolin or Josh Brolin, sorry, and Jack Dorsey. Josh, Jack, James. Wow. It's everything's coming up. Jack, Josh, James. So let's read a little bit of this. Twitter co-founder and CEO Jack Dorsey confirmed on Monday that he is stepping down from his current executive role with the company effective immediately. Jack Dorsey announced in an email statement shared on social media that Chief Technology Officer Parag Agrawal will replace him as Chief Executive Officer starting today. Boom. So what's Dorsey up to? Is he just going to live the life of leisure? Is he selling any of his stake in the company? Is he yeah, what gives, Jack? Hey, Travis. Travis.
Yeah.
So, do you remember the other day we did a deep dive into Velveeta and Kraft macaroni and cheese and or no, it was Tums and Pepto. It was Tums and Pepto Bismol. So
Yeah.
for Friday for our post Thanksgiving show for to Tummy Aches, we did Twitter deep dive into the Twitter accounts of Tums, excuse me, and Pepto Bismol, and you sent a message to Tums, and you were trying to start Twitter beef. We were trying to start Twitter beef
Mm-hmm.
between Pepto and Tums.
Mm-hmm.
Could you do another Twitter message for me, please?
Hal's gonna get me canceled. Yeah, yeah. What's up?
Could you please tweet at Jack Dorsey? Is it just at Jack?
It should be. There we go.
Yeah. Why you stepping away? And let us know during the show, Travis, if Jack Dorsey gets back to you. Why are you stepping away? Oh, can you make it steppin'?
Step in. All right, there we go.
Yeah, it's a little more casual. I like to use the G
Of course,
or
of
lose the
course.
G. Lose the G. Yeah. Why you stepping away? Jack, at Jack, why you stepping away?
All right, but you're complicit.
Oh, me and Hal Rudnick want to know. Okay. Uh, on hashtag Backchannel.
That's right.
You put that.
Almana, I
Oh,
can't spell. Anyways, as you
there we go. Okay. So we'll see if Jack gets back to us, and if Jack's back, we'll let you know. If Jack is not back, well, uh, you know what? We'll hit the sack if Jack is not back.
well, he's hitting the road.
He is hitting the road.
It says
What do you think Jack is going to do? So Jack, I mean, Jack isn't worth. Is Jack worth at the level of a Zuckerberg, or I don't know about
he's
that, right?
he's definitely wealthy enough to be pretty out of touch. I remember in
Sure.
2019 he had this sort of in-depth one-on-one interview where he talked about like his whole routine and like a bunch of weird fasting stuff, and like he would go off to the mountains and stuff. Almost almost like you hear Jared Leto when he went off in an island, but without the cult of himself. It's just Jack as this like lone, probably as he perceives himself, like spiritual being going off to center himself. And it's like, man, you start at a place where everybody just fights all the time.
Ha. Well, it is a place where everybody fights all the time, but it's also I think it's also a resource. I mean, I listen, social media, it's a blessing and a curse.
Mm-hmm.
The, you wouldn't have had the Arab Spring. The Arab Spring would not have been as impactful as it was if so much information wasn't spread via the socials, including Twitter. Twitter was a big one, and
Yeah.
it is an up to date, like, instant news source. Like, here's the thing: when stuff is going down, like, if there are riots or if
Mm-hmm.
there's election news, I am scrolling through Twitter. That is where I want to get the most up to date news, and that is where stuff will drop.
Yeah.
Sports news, oftentimes, or everybody out there who's with law enforcement, cover your ears. If I want to illegally stream some celebrity boxing match with stupid Jake Paul or something, I'll see if there are any like links or live streams on Twitter.
Not that
You
you
know,
would, but hypothetically,
not that
if
I would. Hypothetically, thank you. Thank you, Travis. By
mm-hmm.
the way, it is 11:40 here on the West Coast. We are going to be hanging out here till 1 p.m. It is 2:40 on the East Coast, and we will be with you until 4 p.m. This is the Your Pal Hal Show. You can chit chat with us if you're using your device. If you're on your computer, you can go to backchannel.tv. And if you're listening to us on your smart device, here's how you do that. You can talk to us. Get your smart device's attention. Use the magic say, and then put your comment that. Hal, I'm with the FBI and we're coming after you for illegally streaming fights. Or say, Hal, I like that bear on your T-shirt. And yeah, this is a Boston Bruins T-shirt, and I am not a Boston Bruins fan. I'm just the guy that liked this weird-looking, crazy-eyed bear, and I bought the shirt. That's how that works. Travis, you a hockey fan at all?
The Sharks have broken my hearts too many times to really feel anything anymore for hockey.
San Jose Sharks, sure, sure. My dad raised me to be a Detroit Red Wings fan. Now I'm a little bit. I mean, I pull for the Red Wings, but I'm more agnostic when it comes to hockey. I've
I feel you.
replaced that with basketball fandom. And we were talking earlier. Here's another trending topic. Back to Twitter, if you want to find news on Virgil Abloh, R.I.P. Virgil Abloh, the fashion designer and culture. He's really influenced culture and fashion all over the world. Virgil Abloh, he really made his mark in streetwear and sneakers, and also he was influential in all aspects of fashion. Virgil Abloh passed away from cancer at the age of 41, taken way too soon, but so impactful in the world of sneakers. You might have heard of the Off-White brand and his off-white versions of Air Jordans, Nike Dunks, and his various fashion ventures, so influential. Yeah, he was the head of the menswear at Louis Vuitton. Uh, yeah, gone way too soon. And he not just working in fashion like for these brands, but designing dresses and outfits for celebrities. And yeah, it's a huge loss for streetwear, for fashion, for sneakers, and just a genius in this world, and just a game changer. And if you've probably seen, can you bring up some of his off-white sneakers? Those really just kind of like lit the sneaker world on fire he started making those several years back. There we go. You got yeah, Air Force Ones. You got okay. Those are some Nike foams. Yeah, there's a nice pair of Air Force One. Can you bring up some off white Jordans? There's a nice picture of him with some Jordans. If you want to enlarge that one picture of him. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so there's some Jordan ones and the signature piece for the off white sneakers and his off white collabs or collaborations were having a tag on the sneaker and the sort of like a little zip tie there, and very cool, and just a really and just deconstructing the brand. Like it would look like, oh, is this a work in progress or something? And really interesting, cool design. So huge loss, and yeah, R.I.P. Virgil Abloh, gone way too soon at the age of 41. Travis,
I want to shout out a friend of mine, not that Jack, but this guy had a pretty poignant thing on that. Speaking of, while we're on the topic of Twitter,
yeah,
apparently you can find a talk that Virgil Abloh did at Harvard's Grad School of Design, and he goes through his entire process for making sneakers. It's available on YouTube. And then where was that? Where was that? Where was that? Oh God, he tweets
mm-hmm,
so much. He tweets so much that I can't even find
sure.
it. Yep, yep. There it is.
Chadwick Boseman and Virgil Abloh are proof that we should only share what we'd like to share, that their health would not define them, their creativity would. Yeah,
I
well
was
put. I
like,
mean,
dang.
we so we had them until we didn't. It wasn't any half measure. They didn't let their health define them. Whereas, uh, yeah, a lot of people might have handled that different. And yeah, but they chose to go through these terrible situations in private. And yeah, absolutely respect that. And we uh, let two beautiful legacies, and both of
Yeah.
those guys gone way too soon. Let's see. Was there any other trending topics that I wanted to hit? I wrote down a couple. Yeah, I think that is. I think we got. Here, let's just do a cursory search. See if there's anything up there right now before we move on to our
Something
next
I saw
topic.
is that
Yes.
apparently Marvel and Sony have brokered yet another deal with Amy Pascal to make sure that Tom Holland and Spider-Man is staying in this joint custody.
Oh wow. Very nice. Very nice.
I guess this was the end
So
of that contract that they signed way back in 2015 or something.
gotcha. Yeah, I remember. So we have. There's a lot of hubbub opening. I guess this month is Spider-Man: No Way Home,
Mm-hmm.
where we are in the Spider Verse, and you have the multiverse and all the different villains and everyone coming to play. And then there was a few years ago a controversy that, oh, we had Marvel had Spider-Man. He was in Captain America: Civil War. He had his own. Then he had his own Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Homecoming, and then we thought he'd be gone, and that was
Hmm.
it. But they brokered a deal. We got more Spider-Man, and now the joint custody, mom and dad, Sony and Marvel, Sony and Disney are joint custody of the web slinger. Mom and dad, please don't fight in front of the kids. Glad they were able to work that out and keep Tom Holland. How long is the length of the deal here?
All they've said is the next movie, but as we can tell, and as this meme illustrates, probably as long as they're making money and as long as nobody wants to push for a contract buyout.
There you go. Bottom line it. As long as
Yeah.
you're making money, that's it.
It's also
Uh,
funny to consider
keep
that
putting butts in the seats.
a lot of this was born from that big Sony email leak that happened way
Yes.
back when with all those, and
Hmm.
after they kind of had to eat crow, Sony's development team, after what got out there about what they were planning. That's when they went to Marvel and was like, can you help?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Uh, here's an interesting story. I don't know if are you a fan of the band Oasis?
Absolutely.
So uh, I hope everyone's okay. This is funny, but then not funny at the same time. Okay, so they gathered in a pub in Yorkshire, England on Friday to listen to an Oasis tribute band. Then the snow came. And as of Sunday night, so all of these people who came to listen to an Oasis cover band or tribute band. Travis, what's the difference? You're the musician in the family. What's
Mhm.
the difference between a cover band and a tribute band?
Same thing. Cover band you can use as more of a catch-all term if they do more than one artist. If like, oh, we're a cover
Right?
band. So a tribute band can be a cover band, but a cover band cannot be all. You can use that term cover band for more than one thing. Where a tribute band is always specifically
Right.
one artist.
Okay, but what if I was is there any difference between an Oasis cover band and an Oasis tribute band? Is the tribute band like
Not.
they get like fully dressed up and like
You know
so
what? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, not to interrupt, but yeah, I think you're on the right track there, and I
yeah,
hadn't even considered that. That sounds about right.
sure. So if someone isn't already drafting a comedy based on the 60 drinkers forced into a 72-hour pub lock-in with no electricity, but an Oasis tribute band by Snow in the Yorkshire Dales, provisionally entitled Snowasis, love that, then I'll fear for the future of the British comedy industry. Snowasis.
Good.
There was a Snowmageddon, but they were saved by Snowasis. Uh, uh, Champagne Super Snova. Uh, my Wonder Wall of Snow. And other Liam. Uh, I hope what is it? Noel and Liam.
That's it
Noel
exactly.
Gallagher and Liam Gallagher. I
Yeah.
hope the lead singers of this, I hope the leaders of this Oasis tribute band got along better than the actual Gallagher brothers. Uh, you know what? I wonder if this was an amazing time or horrifically frightening. Because you're in a pub, so might as well. It's like you could either make this a 72-hour slumber party
Hmm.
where it's like, hell yeah, let's just, you know what? Drinks are on the house and go for it and then have sing alongs. Or, like, are you afraid for your very life and safety? Like, did they have food at this pub? Was the plumbing working? That would be,
Oof.
yeah.
That's interesting. Gotta
So,
imagine maybe the pipes froze, and it probably both. It was probably terrifying and at the same time a real fun time because who doesn't like Oasis?
there you go. Terrifying and a real fun time, just like life. Travis, let's jump into our Twitter deep dive. And today, We're going to take a look at the Twitter accounts of Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson and Johnson because I'm looking to get my booster shot here. Want to get boosted. Travis, any thoughts on the booster?
I'm gonna get mine sooner or later. I was a member of the Johnson and Johnson gang, so I'm pretty
Same.
sure mine wore off 6 hours after I got it. So I'm probably due for one.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. So let's see what the good folks at Pfizer are saying on their Twitter account. 11:52 here on the West Coast, 2:52 on the East Coast. Thanks for hanging out with your pal Hal, y'all. And okay, Pfizer Inc. Breakthroughs that change patients' lives. Visit Pfizer.com to learn more. All right. Pfizer crushing in the follower department, 469K. Not bad. The Associate Pfizer retweeting the AP, the Associated Press. Merriam-Webster has declared vaccine its 2021 word of the year. Uh, Peter Sokolowski, editor at large for the dictionary company, says lookups for the word increased 601% over 2020. Hey, Travis.
Yeah.
So this is 4 hours ago. The 2021 word of the year. I guess we are in we're nearing the last calendar month. What would your word of the year have been? Or are you fine with it being vaccine?
I'm fine with it being vaccine because that, despite with its popularity in general, and it was certainly the thing that we talked about at least for the first half of the year the most, it
Yep.
also is a perfect encapsulation of a lot of the turmoil that we went through because
Mm.
so much of it was
Mm-hmm.
associated with that. And vaccine is something that can, in a word that prior to 2021 was largely benign, now is potentially a grenade that you throw into a room.
Politically charged. Yeah. Uh, and you think about if this all went down like 10 or 15 years ago, I don't think it would have had the same. But yeah, Trump steered us into some very politically charged waters
Mm-hmm.
with something that should be just accepted for saving lives.
Yeah.
And uh, but that being said, my 2021 word of the year would have been chuggy. You familiar?
What?
Chuggy,
What?
chuggy.
How do you spell that?
Cheughy. Can you look that up?
I don't know if I want to. Yes.
Cheughy. Chuggy. Do you folks know about chuggy out there? How do you feel about? Are you chuggy? Oh, that lose the second H. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Chuggy. Here, let me read that. Chuggy is a slang adjective mocking someone or something as uncool, and they are out of touch with current trends or trying too hard to be trendy. Similar slang terms are basic or normie. Example, my mother is so chuggy. She participates in TikTok trends when they are already weeks old. Oh, what a chuggy chugster. So that would have been my word of the year, Travis.
That's pretty good.
Chuggy. Feel free to incorporate that in the old lexicon. Everybody out there, do you use chuggy? What do you think should have been the word of the year? Isn't that a bit? Stacy in Texas hanging out with us. Stacy, great to see you in the house as always. Yeah, chuggy. So that's my word. Let's go back to the Pfizer on Twitter here. Okay. And okay, nearly 50% of all cases of of COVID difficile are community associated infections. Learn more about your risk and better identify. Oh, so Pfizer. C difficile. What is that? I thought
I
that
don't
I
know.
thought they were just using a a that was their abbreviation for COVID. They were just like, oh yeah, around the Pfizer offices, we just call it COVID C. Like, how's
Oh,
that C vaccine? Oh,
this
what'd you
is
find, Travis?
it's a colitis.
Ah, that's
Ah,
trade difficile. All right, let's keep scrolling here.
très bien.
Any other uh anything interesting for
We're big
from
on
the
the
we're
C
doing a deep
difficile.
dive.
Oh, this
Doing a
must
deep
be
dive.
November. Must be the colitis. That
Mm. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Good to know. Good to know. The all right, the Committee for Medical Products for Human Use, co- known as CHIMP. CHIMP has issued a positive opinion recommending COVID-19 vaccine for children 5 to 12. All right. Stay safe, kids. And any other interesting news from the FIs? Uh, companies do not expect here. Let's go. Let's scroll way back. Like do like you're spinning the wheel on The Price is Right. Like let's go. Like do a big scroll through. Uh,
this gang tweets a lot.
yeah, Pfizer very active. Know what's good at science? Know who's good at science? Scientists. Yes. Yeah. I mean that's you know it's a bummer that we we've come to doubt so many of our institutions now. I mean, yes, ask questions, but at the end of the day, uh, I believe science. That's just me. Congratulations to the Fitbit team for a late breaking presentation of the Fitbit heart study. All right. Well, you know what? Let's go over to the Fitbit
All
Twitter
right.
account.
You know, I
Let's
do
see what's
have
happening
to.
there.
I commend Pfizer for not being a meme lord on Twitter. That would be. I think that'd be in poor taste this year.
Yeah, but you know what I expected to see, Travis?
Hmm.
Not being a meme lord, but getting in. We love Twitter beefs here.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
love Twitter beefs. I wouldn't mind seeing Pfizer have like a serious Twitter beef with Moderna or J and
Interesting.
J. Um, like y'all heard, y'all heard that the J and J vaccine uh, makes you itchy, or the J and I heard J and J vaccine is going bad because nobody wants it anymore, or like, hey Johnson and Johnson, uh, get a better vaccine. I don't know what would be some good vaccine digs.
Um.
J
Oof.
and J, um, uh, like J and J, more like LOL. Mm,
It's
closer,
pretty good.
closer.
That's good. That's good.
Uh, you getting the J? I got the J and J. JK, no way.
There you go. That's wordplay. I like that.
Okay, yeah. So, if anyone here has connections with Pfizer, Moderna, or J and J, I would love to encourage Twitter beef between all of those groups.
You say,
Uh,
who's got two J's and a net 20% lesser chance of keeping you out of the hospital if you contract coronavirus? Those
bah,
guys.
bah, bah, sick burn. Okay, so Fitbit tweeting all things stress, activity, sleep, and nutrition because when it comes to your health, it all fits together. I need help, blah, 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 blah. Okay. No word back from Jack yet, huh,
No, he's probably
Travis?
busy.
Okay.
We may be lower on the totem pole than we initially thought.
Well, okay, you keep that opinion to yourself
All right,
there,
fair enough.
Travis. Keep scrolling. Cyber Monday sale, sure. Okay, for the next 8 nights, make your clock fit. Oh wow, Mazel tov. Fitbit. I didn't. I thought. See, I thought Fitbit was secular, but Fitbit giving me some giving the Jews some love, some Hanukkah. For the next 8 nights, make your clock face a gift of its own. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah from Fitbit. Thank you, Fitbit. Appreciate that. Uh, nice. Some clock faces are from third parties and may require payment.
Fine print.
Keep going.
We got more
Uh,
Black Friday stuff.
Black Friday.
So we got,
By the way, this show, the Your Pal Hal show, is in no way endorsed or sponsored by Fitbit, Pfizer, Moderna, or J&J. And again, we are willing to. I will shoot myself up with Pfizer, Moderna, or J&J on a daily basis. I will give myself. Listen, Pfizer. Here's my promise to you. I will put a syringe full of your life-saving vaccine and take a Viagra on the air at the same time if you sponsor our show.
for
Okay?
the right price, we're gonna put Hal up above a dunk tank of vaccines.
Yes. Yes. Okay? And listen, they're like, "Oh, get your first shot and then get your second one 2 weeks later." I'll take one every day. Okay? Fies. Okay, mods, moderns. Uh, okay. Gratitude, a dish best served with all your Thanksgiving staples. Great. Let's you know, take a quick peek at the Moderna and the Johnson and Johnson. Then we're done with this.
All
Just a
right, sounds
quick
good.
peek to see if there's anything weird happening on their Twitter sites. It is 12:03 on the West Coast. 3:04, just turned 3:04 on the East Coast. Going to be with you till the top of the next hour, 4 o'clock on the East Coast, and be with you till 1 o'clock here on the West Coast. Moderna, substantially less followers than than Pfizer, working to deliver on the promise of mRNA science to create a new class of transformative medicines. Report side effects. Oh, should we call this side effects hotline?
Uh, we that one. Do we have any side effects to report?
Um, that the what if we say that the Moderna made me Hulk out like Bruce Banner?
I mean, as a good friend of mine says, go with God. I support you in whichever direction we want to take this, but
You know
also
what? I'm going
not
to
it,
hold off. I'm going to hold off. We have a bunch of other things we want to get to.
because you don't want to
Uh,
be the one that when you have a side effect and you call and they say, no, 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 you're the guy that called and said you hulked out. We're not going to send anybody.
oh yeah, like if I start crying wolf,
Yeah,
what
which could be a
will
side
they?
effect.
Okay. Oh, so notice that Pfizer was conspicuously silent in there was nothing about Omicron, the new Omicron strain of COVID. By the way, Omicron sounds like you have Autobots, Decepticons, and then you have Omicron. Like Omicron sounds like a bad guy in the Transformers universe. Uh, I mean, there's no
What
mistaking that.
vehicle? What vehicle would that be?
Omicron would be a Saturn.
Like it's like the sedan company that the
Yeah,
sedan manufacturer that went out of business a couple years ago.
yeah. Omicron would be a Saturn,
Nice.
uh, or one of those cubes.
Oh,
What
I've got
what's
a sign.
Oh,
Yeah, Nissan
Scion?
Cube.
Yeah, Nissan Cube or a Scion.
Yeah.
Remember Scions?
Oh, I've drive one.
You drive one of the boxy ones.
I got the original box. I have the Scion XB, and it is so a rectangle.
Oh yeah. You know what? That seems like a good vehicle. Like you can fit a lot of people in it and carry a bunch of stuff. It's like a little van, right?
Absolutely. The amount of stuff I have, when I got it back in 2019, it's like, oh, it fits a lot of gear
Yeah.
for if I have to transport stuff like that. And boy, does it.
Mm.
The most fitting review of that vehicle I've ever gotten was The shape with the most surface area is a rectangle.
Yeah.
And I'm
So
like, yeah.
good work designing a vehicle that fits stuff. I want to see that Hanukkah message from Moderna. Moderna, yeah, representing tonight is the beginning of hashtag Hanukkah, also known as the Festival of Lights. We're wishing everyone a happy and healthy holiday filled with Moderna is not anti-Semitic. Okay, very nice. Let's go to Johnson and Johnson. I've seen enough of them. Uh, and what's going on in the
Oh, they're
Johnson
also
and
doing.
Johnson?
They're rapidly advancing an Omicron-specific booster candidate. Okay, good for them.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
they're on it.
Listen, I will take that live on the air, and then I will drink a glass of Omicron.
Whoa.
All right, Johnson and Johnson. These tweets are protected.
Interesting.
Oh, do you need to follow them?
Yeah, and I have to be approved. We'll see where that goes.
Whoa.
Well, okay. It,
Damn. J&J. Okay, now very interesting.
let's check out the wild card.
Oh, AstraZeneca? What's AZ have to say? Okay, AZ substantial Twitter. AZ AstraZeneca more Twitter followers than Moderna, and huh.
Let's see. Oh,
All
prostate
right,
cancer.
prostate cancer, the disease center. AstraZeneca. It's probably a very Euro flavored
Right.
tweets because it's AstraZeneca not as big here in the states. That not available in the United States. So
Yeah.
yeah, and it's not super COVID focused, the
Yeah.
AstraZeneca. So there you go. That's our Twitter deep dive. Very disappointed that there is no beef, that there is no Twitter beef like Moderna saying, "Hey Pfizer, keep one eye open. We're coming for you," or something like that. "Hey Pfizer, you better sleep with the lights on," or Pfizer saying uh, Moderna, more like old Derna, not modern. I don't know. I got to come up with my slams, my Twitter beef slams between these drug companies. That was our Twitter deep dive. It is 12:09 here on the West Coast, coming to you live from Los Angeles, your pal Hal. Thank you for hanging out with us. If you would like to participate in the show, oh yeah, Stacy mentioned if you want to participate in the show, like our friend Stacy here in Texas, who is telling us there's going to be a COVID pill you can take. Yes, Pfizer is working on that. Thank you, Stacy. You can talk to your smart device, get your smart device's attention, use the word say, and then let us know whatever you're thinking. So, smart device, say, I got the Moderna. Or smart device, say, I'm unvaxxed and proud. Whatever's going on, let us know what's happening with you. Good to see Freddie and Liv hanging out with us. And you can also communicate with us by going to backchannel.tv, backchannel.tv, and letting us know what's happening with you today. Are you working? Are you hanging out at home? Are you snacking on anything good? We want to know. And now we are going to jump into some streaming reviews and recommendations. Oh, hi to Stacy, who's hanging out with Aunt Tracy. Aunt Tracy, what's up? Thank you for coming along for the ride. Good to have you here hanging out with your pal Hal. All right, streaming reviews and recommendations. First off, would like to start with the weekend box office. It's Monday morning. That means one thing. We're going to talk about what movies people saw and how many people saw them. So, here is the top 5 at the weekend box office. Coming in at number 5, we talked a little bit about this last week. Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. So, this is Resident Evil doing, I guess, Oh, what is this? A prequel? A soft reboot? No Kate Beckinsale in this one, and uh, they are going into. I guess Travis, you were talking a little bit about this, correct? That Raccoon City is a term from the game.
Yes, that is the setting of basically almost every Resident Evil game, but most notably the very first one back in the old days.
Gotcha. Thank you for that. So, Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City at on the weekend box office, Thanksgiving weekend, coming in at $5.3 million, and coming in fourth place, hanging in there, still in the top five, but this one was critically a disappointment and a disappointment at the box office. MCU Eternals, and that came in fourth place with $7.9 million. The highly touted, but yes, fairly disappointing Eternals. House of Gucci debuts with $14.2 million over the weekend. And I had seen that this was the biggest drawing drama at the box office in a couple of years. So, House of Gucci, I'm looking forward to seeing that. I haven't seen it, but I like the cast: Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, Al Pacino, Jeremy Irons, and Jared Leto is said to have just a very over the top. Like, it seems like everyone else, from what I've heard, everyone, it seems like, is in one movie, and Jared Leto is playing essentially a Super Mario caricature. So, uh, but House of Gucci looks fun and interesting. Ghostbusters Afterlife topped the box office last weekend. Here it's coming in second at $24.5 million. So hanging in there. House of Gucci clocked in at 14.2 million. And then opening weekend doesn't seem like a huge opening weekend in comparison to maybe Ghostbusters Afterlife. Ghostbusters Afterlife clocked in around 40 million its opening weekend, 44 million, give or take. Encanto, Disney's Encanto, opening weekend of 27 million. So, not exactly setting the world on fire. And yeah, domestic so far, it opened on Thanksgiving, 40.3 million, and over the weekend, 27 million. So that is your top five. Thursday, let's see, on Thanksgiving, Encanto was number one, Ghostbusters number two, House of Gucci. Yeah, same top five on Thanksgiving Day. And let's take a look at, compared to Thanksgiving, uh, Thanksgiving weekend in 2019, before the pandemic. I want to take a look at those numbers. So, November, okay. So the 4-day Thanksgiving. Wow. Yeah. The number one movie there was Frozen 2, and that clocked in at $100 million. So far different. Uh, and then you had Knives Out, Ford versus Ferrari, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, and Queen and Slim. Okay, so yeah, but bigger numbers all around for the 2019 box office release. So yeah, but we're in a different world. I think the box office, it's, I don't know if we'll ever get the kind of box office numbers that we had pre-pandemic, just because not only are there COVID concerns, but we're in a different world as far as how we digest our entertainment. The streaming, and there are so many streaming platforms now. We didn't have the number of streaming platforms that we have right now in 2019, in 2018. Uh, you Paramount Plus, Peacock, Apple, Hulu, Netflix, HBO Max. I think back then it was like Hulu and Netflix. And yeah, maybe there were a couple of just like, potential stragglers, but Amazon Prime, there's so much at this point. So you have so many more boutique choices for your entertainment dollar. If I don't know if it can if the box office will ever recover and be the same. You're still going to have big movies. You're still going to have anomalies that open up. I'm sure Spider-Man is going to open big. I'm sure Matrix is going to open big, but otherwise it's going to be tough to get back to that point because you got the double whammy of streaming and COVID. Okay, Stacy is giving a movie recommendation. If you want a good movie to watch, you should watch How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Classic. Now, Stacy, let me ask you this. Are you talking about the the classic animated one or the live action one with Jim Carrey as the Grinch? Because you also got that one in the mix. But I love the classic, the Cindy Lou Who going to Whoville for sure. Thanks for the recommendation, Stacy. We are in holiday movie season, and I'm sure we'll be talking about some holiday movie watches. But moving over to, I was talking about streaming. I watched some streaming programs this weekend. Got a couple to talk about. So I mentioned this on Friday. I was talking about the Beatles Get Back documentary, and I was a little bit, I was kind of half and half. I was half in, half out on the Beatles Get Back. And now I got to tell you, it won me over. It won me over. Now I will say it's three parts. Each part is upwards of 2.5 hours. So there's a there's a lot of Get Back. There's oh yeah, there's a uh there's a lot of Beatles to watch. But if you just want to hang out and watch these geniuses at work and learn the dynamics of the band, see how they communicated with each other, see their creative process, get a glimpse into like behind the curtain of the greatest rock and roll band of all time. It's pretty cool to just sit there and hang out and I for me, I was able to, like, get up, go in the kitchen, get something to eat, have it on in the background, come back to it, and then if you stick with it to the end, like, you're rewarded with gems all along the way, and you're getting this inside info about, like, the dynamics of how the band communicated, worked together, how they almost broke up before the actual breakup, and then the concert that they do at the end of the 3rd episode on the roof of Apple Studios where they recorded, it's brilliant. It is just the energy, the interviews in the street in 1969 London. It was beautiful and fun to watch. Travis, have you watched more of this? Have you gotten
I have not. Sorry for the tango there with the screens.
Yeah, no problem.
It's on my list. I've had just a heck of a weekend, and I know that I'm not going to have the time to sit down and really drink this in like I should. Honestly, though, it sounds like by your review, I should just kind of throw it up in the background and just sort of like hang out with
Yeah,
it.
especially the first episode I found to be, and that was the only one I had seen because
Hmm.
that was the only one available on Thanksgiving Day when I started talking about it on Friday. And it's a little tougher to get through because they're in the infancy of the album recording process and the
Hmm.
songwriting process, and there's a lot of B-sides or songs that don't make it in,
Hmm.
and it to the casual or average fan, which is me, I was like less interested, and I was like, I want something juicy. But then if you stick with it, I think you're really rewarded just by
That's
seeing their
wonderful.
process. Like, and then you're very thankful for this footage. And then in the second episode, like you get the entrance of like an interesting character, Billy Preston,
Oh
who
yeah.
was there, who played piano and keyboard on this album, and he just seems like an awesome, cool, legendary music figure who plays with them. It is a little bit disappointing that when they're doing their concert on the roof of this building, iconic moment in
Hmm.
music, that you don't see more of him. He's kind of like tucked away in the corner,
Mm.
and they don't get him on camera. I guess they just wanted it to be the Beatles. I don't know if there's anything racially motivated to that. I don't know. I'm always looking to play the race card. Uh,
I
but
would guess not, because that's a long-standing tradition, and even today, Green Day has a guitar player that's off stage live.
oh, mhm.
Like
but
you'll see it everywhere.
Gotcha. Yeah, and but just hearing like the way they talk about him as like, oh, he should be the fifth Beatle. He should yeah, he's what are you doing? Do you want to play on our album?
That's wonderful.
Terrific. It's wonderful. Yeah, but he was like you just like I really fell in love with that guy and the entire thing. There's just something. It's like, oh man, I we're on a journey here with the Beatles, and we are flies on the wall. And yeah, Beatles Get Back, available on Disney Plus. Absolutely worth it, even for the casual fans. Alex in the house. What is up, Alex? And yeah, definitely worth checking out. Beatles Get Back. I would say the end of the first episode, 3 episodes, each of them close to 2.5 hours, 8 hours of footage. That it really picks up because you're starting to find these songs that like they get you with these songs that you know, and then there's the kerfuffle with George Harrison quitting the band, and Willie or won't they get back together? So it absolutely won me over from the end of the first episode to the concert on the roof in London. Yeah, it's gangbusters. So highly recommend Beatles Get Back. And then here's another here's a here's a another documentary that I started watching that I want to talk about. So there was uh, a high profile case about a Navy SEAL being arrested, and the U.S. government, uh, the U.S. government uh, bringing him to trial, and him being arrested, court-martialed, and yeah, the this Navy SEAL, his name is Eddie Gallagher, and he was doing several tours of duty in uh, Iraq, I believe, ISIS, uh, and he was then arrested for war crimes, and it became a very high profile case. And the the access in this documentary, The Line, it's a docu series called The Line on Apple TV Plus. They they get all of or many of the principal characters, the Navy SEALs that were in this platoon, the the man at the center of it, Eddie Gallagher, and it presents this case where you see there really are arguments and perspectives on both sides as to what was the truth of this situation. And like many documentaries do, or docuseries do, ones that are like really next level, this series, The Line, it really casts doubt on both stories and says, oh, the possibility exists that yes, this man committed these war crimes, and the possibility exists that his platoon took the opportunity to try to get him court-martialed and or arrested for other reasons. So it really does have some strong elements on both sides of this argument. But at the end, I'm not spoiling anything because it was already a high-profile case. He was convicted, he was arrested, but then former President Trump pardoned him and he was released from jail. So it's a really fascinating case. And I found that The Line presented it in such a way where you're able, and I haven't finished it yet. It's 4 episodes. I've watched about two and a half. And it's a fascinating portrayal of what happens in combat between soldiers and between these men who are in the highest level of the military service, the Navy SEALs, which is the best, only the best of the best when it comes to uh, combat, can get into this level of the service. And yeah, it's a fascinating story. And just the simple fact that they have all of the key so many of the key figures, and Eddie Gallagher himself is participating in this documentary. It's really interesting. And again, worth it to kind of make an assessment for yourself. The Line is available on Apple TV Plus, and of course, yeah, this is heavy material. We're talking about war crimes. It's not for the faint of heart. This is not a happy, uh, lighthearted story. Very heavy, but done well, and a journey into what happens in, yeah, the theater of war. And we've talked about it in regards to other war films on this show. Yeah, war is hell. Not a pretty picture, but fascinating subject matter. And The Line on Apple TV Plus. It's all there for your binging. So you have a couple of recommendations there. The Beatles, Get Back, which 8 hours, just lose your take, like, over the holidays. Start drinking that nog. Crack open crack open a brewski, maybe a little all day rosé, and spend the day with the Beatles. And then if you want to take it to a more serious place, enter the world of The Line. Travis,
I have a
what's
question
happening?
for you, Hal. I found a
Yeah.
take on Twitter regarding Get Back, and I wanted to know if you agree.
Okay. Hit me.
Let me find that here. This is from noted comedian and pianist Greg Smith.
Oh, I'm a fan of Greg Smith. I've worked with Greg before.
Isn't he great?
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. The Beatles Get Back hotness ranking. Okay. George, John, Ringo, Paul. Beatles Get Back cuteness ranking. Ringo, Paul, John, George. Huh. Yeah, I would disagree. I would disagree with this take. Especially the hotness ranking. I don't see how you can't go Paul. I mean, am I again like flexing my basic B like muscles here by saying that like it's Paul, but Paul, I found Paul to really come across as a leader, and He just had like his voice and his singing. George, I found to be like odd and a little bit aloof, and he was kind of just doing his own thing. He quit the band. Maybe he likes like as far as hotness, maybe George quitting the band for a hot sec like made him that much more unattainable. But my hotness ranking would be Paul. I would flip it and have it Paul, John, Ringo, George. And then cuteness ranking, I like the Ringo cuteness. I would flip John and Paul and have Paul third cutest just because John had some whimsy. John had some like adorable little comedic moments. And then John, and then Paul's cute, but I think the beard, the beard made him a little more rugged looking. So yeah, I would go but Ringo is just like a goof, and that is cute. Like Ringo's just like quiet and just kind of there, and just there's something very cute. So respect to Greg Smith. I am little on the fence about those rankings though. My mom chimes in and says King Richard was great. King Richard available on HBO Max, absolutely worth checking out. I think that film should be nominated for a bunch of awards. That's my take on King Richard. Nominate it for a bunch of awards. It's a simple story told in a kind of a familiar way, but very well told. And Will Smith immerses himself in the role of Richard Williams. Folks, you know what? We've given you some serious news. We've gone over some trending topics, some lighter news. We've given you some stuff to watch. We've given you the box office. Now it's time for a little segment we call Dumb News. This news, it's dumb, 0% enriching. Yeah, just some stupid stuff for you right now. And this comes to us from our friends at Newser. Very interesting and informative news site, Newser. And this headline is Grandma Shocked by Cactus Toys Cocaine Wrap. You heard it correctly. Grandma shocked by Cactus Toys Cocaine Wrap. And let's read this article. Again, this is dumb news. This news is very dumb. You are going to get 0% enriched by this, and it's very silly and goofy. Here's the report. A grandmother in Canada says she was she was more than a little surprised when the dancing cactus toy she bought for her toddler granddaughter started rapping in Polish about depression and cocaine use. Wow. There's so much happening here. First off, it's a dancing cactus. This is my dancing cactus impression. Bought in Canada, rapping in Polish about cocaine and depression. Quote, it just so happens that I am Polish. And when I started to listen to the songs and heard the words, Anya Tanner tells CTV, I was in shock. I thought, what is this? Some kind of joke? She says after she bought the toy for the 15-month-old from Walmart's website. Okay, Walmart selling dancing cocaine cactuses, where it is described as a fun educational toy with songs in English, Spanish, and Polish. Now that's weird as well. Like, very rare is the person, I would think, that speaks English, Spanish, and Polish, unless does it have different settings for English, Spanish, and then just yeah, for uh for just for giggles, Polish? That's an interesting that's an interesting trio of languages. The Polish song is I'm really going to butcher this Polish. I apologize. Gidzi just biali wegurs. Where's the White Eel by rapper Cygnus. It begins. The only thing is my head. The only thing is my head is 5 grams of cocaine. Fly away alone. I love that. Now, does I want to know, the does this toy wrap an English version of this? So many questions. So many questions. These items are sold by a third party seller on our marketplace website, a Walmart spokesperson said in a statement. We are removing the items while we look into this complaint further. After similar complaints about the toy earlier this year, a rep for Cygnus, that's the rapper, said the Chinese manufacturer had used the song without permission and the rapper planned to take legal action. In June, a Polish woman living in Taiwan told Taiwan News that she had complained about the cactus being sold as a toddler's toy despite the explicit lyrics. It's not clear why the toy was still on the market months after the complaints and threats of legal action. Tanner says she's relieved Walmart has now stopped selling it. Tracy Ann Duncan at Mike, however, argues that while it's clearly not a toy for children, the perversely ironic stuffed and prickly chanteuse should stay on the market. Does no one see that uh, that all this apropos gift item needs is a little rebranding? Just name it Coke Craving Cactus Dancer. And let's all put it on our adults only list for Santa, Duncan writes. There you go. And then there's a video of this. Okay, I'm going to click on this video of are we going to see any of the toy or Travis, could you click on that video and see what comes of it?
We're not going to have audio right now, but I do have the translation pulled up. But at the moment,
Okay.
let's see, we've got no audio, just more visual representation of
Gotcha. It's a
the
cute looking
cactus.
cactus. It's got some nice googly eyes. Oh, and there it is dancing. That's fun. You know, let's turn this into a win for everybody, okay, Travis? It's Cyber Monday. Find your cactus, order it. Let's support this product. Let's support the dancing cactus on the Walmart website. I like it. Oh, I guess it's been pulled from Walmart. So I want to know where I can find my dancing cactus.
Let's see if I can figure this out.
Thank you, Travis. Please get back to us if you find any information on the dancing cactus. Let's see if there are any comments on this. Okay, there's 24 comments on this on this bizarre story. Let's see what they're saying here. Okay. Um there we go. The comments on our cocaine our cocaine induced dance. So rap in Polish is as socially and morally bankrupt as it is in English. Okay, Mike Herman. You know what? You can take your views on rap music and just like take a walk, pal. Yeah, I am not here to cast all rap music in one light. Alicia, what is happening? I hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving, Alicia. Thank you for hanging out with us. Bob just joined the stream. Bob, good to see you. Peter, thanks for hanging out with us. Great to see everybody here. By the way, if you want to comment about the cocaine addicted dancing cactus, or let us know how your Thanksgiving was, or have you spent any money on Cyber Monday or Black Friday, you can talk to us by getting your device's attention using the word say, the magic word, and then drop in anything after that. So, smart device, say, I am cyber shopping like a maniac. Or say, I want to buy the dancing cactus for my child. Or you can go to backchannel.tv and communicate with us there. Thank you again for hanging out with your pal Hal. It is 12:42 on the West Coast, 3:42 on the East Coast. We'll be with you all the way up to the top of the hour. And we are here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 11 to 1 on the West Coast and 2 to 4 on the East Coast. And you have got a bunch of smart, funny, entertaining folks right here on Back Channel, taking you through your morning, taking you through the day. Okay, so let's see any other comments. Uh, I love cactus plants, says Adriana Riley Miller Cuevas. I'll have to get one and put it next to my fentanyl fox. Dark, dark but funny comment there. Reading the headline, I thought the toy was wrapped in cocaine. What is the headline? Grandma shocked by cactus toys cocaine wrap. Oh, but it's RAP, not WRAP. If it was wrapped in cocaine, it would be WRAP. That is the Your Pal Hal spelling lesson for the day. WRAP. Travis, what do you got?
So I got some news. The cactus toy has been pulled down from basically every online retailer, including Amazon. However, there is, and I guess of the songs that the toy has programmed in, there was that one in Polish. There were also two more in Spanish. And
Okay.
you can, from the same company, they have not just cactuses, but ducks. They've got geese. They've got whatever that is, but no word yet
Triceratops?
if these, I think, a lion maybe? I think it's a lion. It
Okay.
looks like a triceratops. No
A
word
lion
yet
in
if any of
sunglasses.
these animals know how to sing about coke in Polish.
Gotcha. Good to know. Or any other illicit drugs. I mean, I would
Yeah.
settle. I would settle for like like a triceratops or a lion on weed,
Mm-hmm.
or a like LSD and
Yeah.
LSD. Yeah.
I'm looking
Or
for a
as
DMT crocodile.
there you go. I love that. Or the fentanyl fox, as one of the commenters said. That thing looks creepy as F. Don't
Yep.
leave it on at night. You may wake up with it perched on your chest, peering at you and breathing heavily. Well, if it could do that, like if it could become sentient, that would be that would be interesting. That would be a nice twist. Not the first bad foreign toy, won't be the last. When my kid was little, they had dolls with sex stuff hidden in the package. Yikes. A few years later, same company had dolls that wore bondage gear if you got them wet. What? Okay, interesting. Um, yeah, I think you need to stop buying your kid gifts from that company. And I will not share any of my Peruvian marching powder with a plush toy. There you go. So those are some of the thoughts and comments on the grandma shocked by the cactus toys cocaine wrap. It is a quarter to one, 12:45 on the West Coast. It is 3:45 on the East Coast. With you till 4 o'clock. And now it's time for one of our favorite segments, This or That. We're going to give you two choices. You're going to tell us what you prefer. It's this or that. First off, okay, this is a Thanksgiving theme, this or that. Now, we love we love the Thanksgiving food. Like I said, I eat like a glutton. Thanksgiving is one of 2 days where I go hard and I completely forsake my body. Those 2 days being Thanksgiving and Super Bowl Sunday. Uh, that is that is the time. Those are the days when I eat like my life depends on it. So after you eat your Thanksgiving meal, you got Thanksgiving leftovers. So I'm just asking a simple question today, this or that, Thanksgiving leftovers or HBO's The Leftovers? There was a show a few years back on HBO called The Leftovers, and every Thanksgiving, we put away the turkey and the stuffing, and We graze on it for several days. We have Thanksgiving leftovers. So, if you could only pick one, would it be Thanksgiving leftovers or HBO's The Leftovers? I have watched every episode of HBO's The Leftovers. And I'll tell you this, the first season, very mediocre. The second season, triumphant. A great season of television. Third season, very good. They put a bow on it. Third season, final season is very good. So, HBO's The Leftovers, a dark horse candidate. Thanksgiving leftovers, yum. Yeah, there he is, Justin Thoreau and Carrie Coon. Carrie Coon in HBO's Leftovers, and Justin Thoreau. Carrie Coon most recently in Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters movie. So, Travis, you can come on in. I want to get your opinion on this, folks. If you have any opinion, let us know. I'm just going to start off here and say, you know what? I had my Thanksgiving meal. I got my taste of Thanksgiving, and if I only had to pick one, I'm going to go with HBO's Leftovers,
Wow.
because HBO's Leftovers is a very underrated show. And the second season, I told you, first season, you might want to stop without finishing it. But if you stick it through to the second season, you will be rewarded in the kingdom of heaven. The second season of HBO's The Leftovers, one of the great, thoughtful, bizarre, trippy, surreal seasons of television. That is why you can only have one HBO's The Leftovers. The Thanksgiving leftovers, I've already had the meal. I've already peaked. Now I'm trying to relive that moment over and over again. Listen, I can stuff myself with other food. HBO's The Leftovers, a unique piece of entertainment. That's where I'm going. Travis, any thoughts on this?
I mean, I've never seen The Leftovers, so I feel a little shotgun here. I think
You
I
do
don't know if
you.
I
You do
can.
you, pal.
I don't think I can deny that pitch though. That was impassioned. That was courageous, even. And given that, if I had to choose, I think I'm going to go with The Leftovers, the HBO series, just off your rec alone.
Sight unseen. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. And one of the great episodes of television from season two that I will put up against, like, one of the great episodes of Breaking Bad, some of the great episodes of Game of Thrones, great episode of hour-long television, the season two episode titled International Assassin of The Leftovers. The Leftovers, it's a great show. You don't hear a lot of leftovers talk nowadays, but your pal Hal isn't afraid to give it to you, and go as far as taking a swipe across the bow at one of the great institutions of American eating, Thanksgiving leftovers. HBO's The Leftovers, dealing with essentially the uh, uh, the Armageddon has happened, or uh, what is it when everyone gets swept up into heaven?
The
The
Rapture.
rapture. The rapture. Yes. It's dealing with a rapture-like event and picking up the pieces. You know what? There you go. There's no shortage of viewing recommendations on the Your Pal Hal show. There's one more for you. HBO's The Leftovers. Here's one more question for our this or that, Travis, and that is: would you rather your favorite sports team wins the championship,
Mhm.
or find $74 on the ground? Would you rather your favorite sports team wins the championship, or, now I guess this depends on several things. Are you, like, how financially, like, do you need the money? Like,
Mhm.
that's a
Mhm.
nice little bit of money there. that you can, like, that's walking around money for a while.
Very real.
That boom, like, you can, like, impulse buys all day, like you're eating out for a couple of days, or your sports team wins the championship, which is like, yes, and then yeah, it kind of fades away after a little bit. Travis, where are you going with that?
I think, given that I have spent more than $74 on a ticket to a sporting event before,
Mm-hmm.
that mathematically makes my answer my favorite sports team win a championship.
Right, right. Should I have gone bigger with the amount of money for this question?
I mean, you could, because I think that's such a casual amount that if you're not that into sports, like, yeah, I'll have $74, whatever. Or if you're just like, yeah, I watch it on TV, I don't like going to the games. Yeah, but as a real, like, I spent more than that to buy a ticket to see the Warriors come to Staples in February, like 3 days ago.
Right, right.
Now, if we're talking like, God, I guess my litmus personally, and I think of myself as
Mm-hmm.
fiscally responsible adjacent, but I love a championship. So a
Yeah.
$1,000 is probably where I start getting. I don't know.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, my favorite baseball team, the Minnesota Twins, if they were to win the World Series, yeah, oh no, I would take that over $74. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I think we are seeing eye to eye on that, Travis. Now we come to the final part of the show, rejected segments. You might be asking yourself, wow, there was a lot of ill-advised stuff that happened on this show today. Some, yeah, they made some, they made some questionable choices. Well, there were more questionable choices, okay, that could have been made, but we avoided. Uh, the rejected segment for today is called "Your Pal Hal Chain Smokes a Pack of American Spirits." Your Pal Hal chains, like, so literally it would have been 15 minutes of and, like, we would have seen how many slow smoking American Spirit cigarettes we could have gotten through. Very glad we didn't do that for a couple of reasons. A, it would have destroyed my throat. B, it would have put out a really just bad message to all the kids who are tuning in here today. We don't want them to see that. And C, I quit smoking cigarettes about 7, 8 years ago and have not looked back. Done with them. Sorry, Smokies. I'm a I'm an ex-smoker. So yeah, that is not something you're going to see. That is a rejected segment for good reason. Sorry, Travis. I know you wanted to see me light up over and over again, but we're not going to be doing that segment on the Your Pal Hal show.
Honestly, it's just because I think that the packages are so pretty.
I mean, lovely packaging. And
Yeah.
I used to think, oh, American Spirits, those are healthy cigarettes because they have less chemicals.
Look at all the vitamins because there's so much color.
Oh yeah. Uh, well, back in the you'll find some very fascinating ads for cigarettes back in, like, the 50s and the 60s.
Hmm.
Woo wee. They'd say a lot of things to keep people smoking on those on the dark teat of cigarettes. You ever a smoker, Trav?
No, my mom was, and I remember even back in the 2000s, being given a 20 and running to Safeway to get a pack of Virginia Slims.
Oh yeah, my dad was a big
Yeah.
smoker, and I used to go buy cigarettes for him, and then I started up, did it for about 20 years, and then called it a day.
Wow!
And
Congratulations.
thanks, pal. Appreciate it. And we're going
Yeah.
to call it a day here on the Your Pal Hal Show. Thank you for hanging out with us on Backchannel. This has been a good time. And whether you're Cyber Mondaying or just chilling, got us on in the background, or whatever you're up to, please come on back. Join us tomorrow. We'll be here at 11 a.m. on the West Coast, 2 p.m. on the East Coast. Thanks everybody for listening. Thank you to everybody at Backchannel. Thank you to producer Travis for lighting our way through this entire live stream. And I appreciate you listening, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye.